This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome, cinephiles and cenobites. This is Cinebite21 of Season 3. I'm your host, Annika Pussyfoot. Happy Horror Days, fuckers. Did everyone have a scurry Christmas? I hope so. This is the last Cinebite of 2018, and we go out with a review of one of the more anticipated, moderately hyped superhero films of the year, Aquaman. Jason Mamoa, you can be my hero. Have a happy and safe new year. Here it is, a review of Aquaman.
All right, well, welcome to a new episode of the Cinephiles and Cenobites podcast, your non-horror podcast. I'm your host.
Oh, is that our slogan now?
I'm your host, Onofre.
Nice.
And my other half, we have Mox.
I love that. We're experimenting, I guess, with titles for our brand, our show, and our relationship. We used to do this whole thing, but now, it's maybe getting blown up controversial. But yeah, we have a film that I was so stoked to see that I fucking made Ono watch that we are going to review. And what's that, Ono?
Today we're going to be reviewing the James Wan film.
We are.
Aquaman. Waterman. Aquaman. Radioactive. Aquaman.
I like that.
Directed by James Wan.
Oh, yes. Yeah, give the writing credits because I'm interested.
We got screenplay by David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Will Beal.
Sounds like an Outlaw King.
Story by Jeff Johns, James Wan, and Will Beal. Aquaman created by Mort Weisinger and Paul Norris.
Two Holly dudes.
So
maybe a Jew.
Starting 5 for Aquaman. We got Aquaman himself, Arthur Mamoa.
Yes.
We have the character
Jason
Mamoa. Mira, played by Amber Heard.
Oh, Amber Heard.
We got Willem Dafoe.
Always on point.
We got the regular James Wan dude, my man
Patrick
Wilson.
The dude always kills it, I feel.
He does. We also have Nicole Kidman, Dolph Lundgren.
Mm-hmm.
We got Yahya Abdul Mateen II. That was a Black Lanta, as I heard it.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
Manta? But
Manta.
Is that the dude's name?
Yeah.
Oh, nice name.
That's
that tribal shit.
Timura Morrison.
Wow.
Get us his last name.
Morrison? Yeah.
No.
Timura.
Tom's last name.
Tom's last name? What?
His character.
Oh, Curry.
I had no idea. Oh.
Yeah. Tom Curry.
Yeah. He's in there. And we also got...
I know. What, like a white name, right? Anyway.
White name? Oh.
And they never flashed that statue that I pointed out to you. Again, the tiki on the mantle.
Oh, the tiki necklace. Oh, the tiki statue.
Tiki statue, but you saw in his the New Zealand Power Stone necklace.
Yeah. If you were
Aquaman.
curious about Aquaman's dad's ethnic background.
He's Maori.
And
they even talk a little bit. Aquaman does a bit of the haka on the submarine before he throws the fucking something to impale the black dude's dad.
Oh, okay, sure.
And they reference a cultural carving that needs to be finished, or else the grandfather, Tom Curry's dad, gonna be pissed.
We know his love for
things
the drink.
You wouldn't catch unless you Polynesian. I know
his love for the drink is his poly side, because Atlanteans don't drink, but Atlanteans are also unmerciful.
Racist guy.
They're also unmerciful.
Well, yeah, apparently, yeah.
Woo! Because Aquaman be cold-hearted.
He's cold-hearted as a shit-ass snake.
Oh my God.
I feel like the poly side would have made him like, oh, just let him live.
No, but he's a child of two worlds.
He is a child of two worlds.
Yeah. So let's get started. Aquaman. That's probably the movie everyone is counting on to save the DCU. You think?
That's actually, yeah, big hopes, and that was my thing too, bro. I know you're like could give a fuck about that, and
Sure,
I
for
think
sure.
I feel like it kind of pisses you off, that whole kind of thing, how they hinge a whole thing on whether or not this thing is good or not. But
Oh my god! Like really?
to
Come
like
on!
to like a, I know you're so weird.
Oh my god! Come on, guys! It's just a
And
movie. It's just a
don't say
franchise.
that shit though. I mean, no, actually say that shit because now we'll get blasted. But at least it'll start a discourse. I almost said intercourse.
Oh, okay, sure. No,
It'll start an intercourse on social media.
but
But yeah,
it's James Wan. If his name is attached to any project, it's gonna be a home run. Because so far, I mean, even 20 minutes into this movie, we're like, James Wan has never made a bad movie. Never made a bad movie.
oh man,
But it's weird that you said everyone gave great, if not, or decent, if not great performances, except for the man himself,
except homie Jason Mamoa, who I really
the title
wanted.
character.
Yeah, you know what though? That's because they really, and this is a credit to them. They gave him 80% screen time. I feel,
But
but
it's Aquaman. I mean, how much?
that I know, no, it really is Aquaman. Sometimes they put title character in the name, but then they divide it between the antagonist, subplots, and all that. But literally,
Interesting.
Arthur Curry gets the most screen time by far, but that opened it enough to see enough chinks in the performance. But I feel there was probably a lot of studio notes coming down and trying to be filtered through James Wan to give it to the actor Jason Momoa to perform, because DC is famous for reacting to what goes on socially.
You think James Wan was like, all right, I'm on board. I'm a team player.
James Wan, dude can't make a bad movie, and this still fits within that frame, but this is by far his worst movie ever. By
No
far.
shit. Huh, really?
By far, dude. By far. And this is not as
Interesting.
bad as movies can get, or even as bad as this kind of movies can get. Because I would call this isn't DC shitty, but it's not MCU good.
Ah, interesting. Wow. And even with the big name
Yeah.
like James Wan attached to it, he couldn't hit a homer
Right.
for you.
And you know how much I wanted this to succeed. Like, I hate that whole ethnocentricity bullshit, because all of that shit is. But I really wanted it to be dope, just
Really?
because like he's the second, he's like the number 2 little bro to who we got as Polynesians representing us.
Oh,
And
number one is
The Rock.
He-
Say.
he- Oh, he's number one. He's Big Brother.
I would say,
Dwayne
yeah.
Johnson.
But that dude do like 85,000 movies a year, right? And he doesn't care about quality. So I thought maybe this dude was gonna come and shine. Come on,
Well, you think he's just a working actor? Like, I just want to
That
make
is-
product.
His whole thing is just, I feel like you and him would agree, like content.
Oh, just keep making stuff.
Content. Be out there, be present, be working. I feel like that's both your guys' thing. Work.
But he. Oh, that's not. He's funny. He's just okay. I see what you're saying, huh? I haven't seen Skyscraper yet, so I don't know.
And there's a reason why. Because the obvious shit about it turns out to be true.
That it's Die Hard.
Yeah, but shitty. Shitty Die Hard. With the guy you can't give a fuck about
So
in a plot.
Your only beef with this movie is that Jason Momoa's performance didn't. live up.
No, the script was terrible. There are a lot of cheesy lines. This movie is
Okay, on the
the-
counter we got so final count of all rights. We got 2.
not too bad, actually, right?
Yeah, 2
And you counted some while I was at the bathroom.
Yeah.
So
Just
2 all
two.
rights
and 1 Chihu.
one Chihu.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was it. That was it.
Can you want to give the homies who's not from here context on what that shit is?
Someone said I don't want to put this guy out there, but when he was doing like a pigeon kind of skit, he said "oh right," and I was like, oh, that's not pigeon, but that's just slang for that's just a, I guess, slang way of saying all right.
All right, yeah.
But you got to throw in that.
Oh man,
Oh right, which is like.
yeah. I left it to you, and I feel like you still didn't give them enough context. Like I feel like you still got to be halfway into the culture to know what we're talking about with that.
Okay, you give it better because it just it annoys me.
It does, and it annoys me too. That's why I knew. Right,
And you
I
know,
tapped you.
people
I was
brought
like,
green bottles into this theater
fuck,
because
we
you heard it
that shit
clinking,
clank. We
clank,
heard that
clank,
shit clank.
clank. Oh
I
my
saw your
God.
face. I thought you wanted to beef. I was like, oh shit, we might have a thing.
I bring
And you said it loud,
7-Eleven
too.
hot dogs
You said it
and
loud, too, though.
taquitos. You know, I get my nachos, but I don't bring green bottles into the theater. You know, this is not
I
that
know.
kind of
Well,
party.
I know your stance on substance, but like you said that shit loud. So if they wanted to, they could have started shit and we could have Aquaman up their ass. But like you
Okay,
said, it's
you
like,
can be Jason Mamoa. I'll be Patrick Wilson. But
honestly,
hopefully-
that would still be way better than the performance you and I would do in a fucking theater brawl.
Boy, this guy
Like,
calling us out. Yeah, you brought green bottles.
You
into
saw
the
me
theater.
leave for the bathroom halfway through, right? And
Yes.
fucker, bro, I had to hold on to the railings because my fucking fat ass old knees was clicking. You know, we would have just got savagely murdered. I feel.
Give the all right context.
Oh, the fucking all right context. Oh man. Okay, we don't know where it started from. A lot of people cite Quagmire from.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Family
Because
Guy?
he's always like, all right. But that's like a big time local thing down here in Hawaii. And for the while, like right when you weren't even back yet though. What, like
When everyone had
2.5?
is it Nextel phones with the walkie-talkies?
Yes.
All right,
That was
Roger
the thing
that.
down here, the walkie-talkie, the
Yeah.
hey man, what you doing, right? So you can look like, you busy, right? All right. Oh, you meet me up here at Mai Tais? All right. Was a thing. That's just, it accomplished so many things. It was also fuck yeah, but it was also literally like, all right, like, okay, cool. Advancing to the next part of the conversation. But it's also like an affirmation, like, hey, what's up, dude? Oh, you got that whatever? All right. Like, this movie's supposed to be hype. All right. Oh, it's got the dude who sort of Hawaiian. All right. So, if you saw Justice League, he drops that shit. And they call it, surfer bra kind of dude, which I guess, but they don't attribute it to Hawaii, which it totally is, because Jason Mamoa has planted roots here because he's Polynesian, even though he's from Iowa, represent.
Yeah. He grew up in Iowa and then he moved down here.
With the mom, yeah.
Yeah.
The dad is Poly.
Yeah, I think he's a plantation worker. He was a plantation worker. The dad. So.
You know what though? Like after we came home and stuff, and then, I was bitching a little bit. I was like, "Fuck," and all this fuck. But then I was like, "Shit, though. We really, Polys, have been blessed. We got the two like leading dudes, and I know they don't make the greatest movies, and they're not the greatest performers, even though they're charismatic and handsome. But I was like, as Filipinos, you don't have that yet, though. You got Dave Bautista.
Oh fuck,
But
yeah.
He not headlining this kind of big
Drac,
major
bro.
event.
He's Drac. That's all he needs.
Right. No, but he delivers though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like Jason Momoa delivers when he's not the main dude too. Even The Rock.
Okay.
But so that's why I was feeling a little bit like a spoiled cunt. Just judging and being like pissy, like, oh, look at this. Oh.
He's putting everyone on the map.
Shine.
He's putting everyone on the map.
He is. He's on the poster, plainly Polynesian, and his name is first, and his name is big lights, big credits. So it's like, you know what? Take it as it comes. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrible. We getting out there, and
let's see. Patrick Wilson was the bomb in this movie, as always.
He was cheesy dialogue aside that he couldn't control.
Yeah.
I also feel like this movie is the best example of trying too fucking hard. So many super cool superhero poses in slow motion with the look. So much forced bullshit. A forced love story, forced angles, forced kiss that was cool with the explosions and all of that shit underwater.
Yeah.
That was dope, but it was just unearned.
I was just thinking, these Atlanteans, their breath must be so stank.
I feel like
bruh,
I feel like you
they-
focus on the weirdest fucking
you
shit.
saw
Dude.
Nicole Kidman's first thing she did in that house, eat the goldfish. I was like, oh.
That's true. That's what. Oh, they got that fish, that weird old fish caught in your teeth breath, right?
Yeah. No, but it's probably been there
That's
for
weird, though.
like decades. But I don't see them flossing. And they don't. It's not biodegradable. Where's that trash gonna go? So they just like they feed it like a whale, mouth open. That's how they wash them.
True, right? And
Anyway.
I mean, okay. I feel like we're tying a lot of this into us personally, like me especially. But why don't we just kind of review like how did the structure, the pacing, the flow, and the performances
Shout out
go?
to,
What did you think about that?
Dolph Lundgren though. Like this is
really, we both on the way home we talked about this. Like
like his performance just
layered
out of nowhere
performance as a supporting king.
Like once I saw him, I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? But no,
you cringed a little bit. You cringed a little bit.
But like
this
performance,
I did the anus. Where you
clenched.
You clenched. Yeah, but wasn't it smooth though? Wasn't it like non-intrusive?
And
but
this is
also
attributed to James Wan's directing. It had to be, because then this outperformed every expendable. It outperformed He-Man. Probably not Rocky 4, but I mean that's totally different. But like,
well, you know what? Here's the thing: Rocky 4 was such a one-dimensional performance, but it's what the script and the story called for, so that was fine.
Yeah.
And you don't get much better than Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
But as King, whatever the fuck his name was, he was really good.
The one with the army, yeah. Amber Heard's dad.
Really good.
Really good.
Yeah, he's a father. He's a warrior. He's a king. He's also kind of manipulating Patrick Wilson, who is trying to manipulate him. So that's an interesting dynamic.
Sure, yeah. That was that kind of unusual back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only way that I guess
he could have his needs met too, right?
Sure,
because
sure.
I feel like the unsaid was that if his shit was to go against Patrick Wilson's shit, they would lose, even though Patrick Wilson guys would also be left with like 3 guys only too.
Sure.
So it would just be detrimental to the whole Atlantis.
Yeah.
But he found a way to go out this greedy little boy who's like, mommy issues.
Yeah. So
both the brothers, right? Both the main dudes got mommy issues, right?
They do.
One was like, I love my mommy, she abandoned me and got murdered.
But it's weird.
The other was, my mommy's a traitor.
Yeah, I thought he was the one that got her sent out to the trenches. I was like, oh, like he's one.
No, he would have been a boy. He would have been a boy. So that was his dad. His dad.
So he was just following orders. Yeah, pretty much.
Right, but you brought up like they didn't bother as fuck to show us Pat Wilson's dad at all.
Yeah.
Only like in conversation because he was like the fuck king, you know, and we, I guess it's inferred and we're trusted to grasp that who Patrick Wilson has become, trying to be the ocean master. Yes, in that image.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah.
But you see, there was a great moment. Oh shit! Should I say about the reveal? Because I feel like it's kind of a cheesy reveal. But should I say it? Because I feel there was a great character moment.
Spoilers beginning now.
Yeah.
Okay.
When the mom reemerges at the end, there's a moment where Patrick Wilson drops his antagonist, Fakad, his king, wannabe ocean master, all that shit. And he's like, Mom, you know, like it all fades away. And he's just a boy seeing his mom, who he thought was dead. And he's just quivering in his boots, happy to see her, also ashamed. Also like, what does this mean? Also like, I almost got, I just did get actually beaten by my older brother, who's a half-breed who I hate.
But still, that means she's still in charge. She's head of.
She is. She's queen. She's queen. She's queen. She's queen.
Yeah. So she trumps everything already, right? And plus, they got that spear too already, or the trident.
Trident, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, the superhero poses just did me in. I was like, oh fuck this.
Okay, so story arc. So we are introduced.
There was, right? Okay. Oh, you're gonna take us. Okay, take it. Take it.
So the story begins at a lighthouse. We're introduced to Tom Curry, Aquaman's dad, and then Aquaman's mom, who
Queen Atlanta.
She was just found on the beach, right? Just kind of.
Apparently, she has a stab wound. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. So she was probably trying to escape. Yeah. Yeah. She was arranged to get married.
Right.
And then she kind of just left. But
she's like, nah, we're not with that.
Yeah. and then they fell in love, pretty much. Just I he
I want to say, maybe they didn't allow James Wan enough time, but I feel like this was almost the Michael Bay version of how people fall in love. I know they only had like literally 3 transitions to show how that happened, but
yeah.
I just was like, okay, plot.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. It was
It-
kind of
it
forced,
felt-
but it's
Yeah, it was, right. It was inorganic, but
But-
I mean, it's what happened. It's what needed to happen so
Yeah.
Aquaman could exist, right?
yeah, because it's his story, not theirs. But we just need that context.
We do,
Yeah.
right?
So he
How
was
this
he
came
was
to
made
be, right?
from 2 different
Hey,
worlds.
okay. I really got asked. They did it twice with these redheads from the sea. Did you not feel a little bit of Little Mermaid vibe? Like, especially when Amber Heard was chowing down on the roses. Like, you
Oh.
did you not feel like, Ariel asking the fucking not flounder, but the fucking seagull,
Yeah.
like, oh, what's this thing? Oh, it's a thingamajig and the fork curls your hair. Duh.
I didn't. I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking,
Really? Because I
What
felt
the
that was super thick.
how ignorant is this woman eating roses? Like you,
Yeah,
you never read about
yeah.
roses in your
That's what
history.
I'm saying. I really feel the details was a little bit ignorant
She
as far as what they
surface, it's a
would and
surface
wouldn't
thing.
know. Right. Right. What they would and wouldn't know, right?
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
I feel like going off of that, she doesn't know that there's a thing called the internet. And
Yeah.
I feel that's stupid. You need to know. Like, how can you not know your enemy that badly?
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna lose. Like, I feel of course they would know because they know about pollution and all this shit. They would know that the internet exists. They would know at least a base knowledge of our society, whereas flowers are decoration and you don't eat them.
Yeah.
It was funny though. It was funny. It was funny and kind
I think
of
they were going for
endearing.
cute. I was just, I wasn't feeling it. I was
cute
like,
endearing.
you throw this
Yeah,
in the middle
I saw
of
you
the
puke at that.
like-
Yeah, right. Well, at that point we're thinking pacing, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh no, there's no war happening.
y'all can't be
Let's
wasting
fall
no
in
time. I mean,
love.
yeah.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
I was like, okay.
They don't go too long, but yeah.
Yeah, just enough, and just enough for you to like notice, like, wait, what? Yo,
What's
she
going
eating-
on
yeah.
here and why? Right.
Right. And then she totally
Fountain
made
girl.
the water dance for the little girl. I was like, you're giving your
Mhm.
position away. But like the whole world knows about Aquaman, but not.
But
the
like,
rest.
fuck all.
Yeah,
Right.
not
Like,
Atlantis
fuck
yet.
all. Yeah. And they don't know what his powers are. They just call him the Great Fishman. So there's a lot of muddy shit that I feel was affected by the other DC properties.
Mm.
That James Wan was not left to create his own world. So
Yeah.
a lot of that bled through. And there's a lot of sloppy ass exposition in this movie. There are literally scenes where there is 2 or 3 pages of dialogue between characters just obviously setting up the world in case you didn't know. Wink.
Mm. Okay. Like,
Like,
which
if
one
you
did
haven't
you
been-
like?
A lot of them. That
Mm.
first exchange between Patrick Wilson and Dolph Lundgren,
Oh, okay.
that
okay.
was just so totally obviously exposition.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sure.
And then it just got worse from there almost every single time. And then all the fucking flashbacks. This was like Flashback the movie.
Okay. Well, it did give some context into how
It
Jason
did,
Mamoa
but it was
like,
it was unnecessary, I feel.
unnecessary. Okay.
I feel they should have took us linearly.
Mm. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
They have that scene where he's little Arthur.
But
in
they
the
probably
fucking
needed you need to put
SeaWorld.
Momoa on the screen already. Like,
And I think that's
Yeah.
that's the mistake they made, yeah. But they made a choice because I feel like audiences would be like, "Hey, where's Jason Mamoa at this
Yeah.
point?" 30 minutes in and we don't see Jason Mamoa, but I would have liked them to do it a little bit more linearly.
Mm.
That way when the flashbacks come, we can feel it a little bit more organically as opposed to flashes right when we need the information. I find that the lowest form of storytelling. But also, I heard a dude laughing in the audience, and that is the lowest common denominator that these motherfuckers are trying to hit. The stupidest, swill drinking,
Because he was the one
piece of
drinking
shit.
green bottles and the only one laughing.
Probably.
It's like,
laughing at all the stupid
and
ass jokes.
he wasn't a child. This was like a grown ass
No,
man.
it was like a grown ass dude. Probably. I mean, I hope he was Howley, but could have been Polly. He could have been Polly so easily.
We try to count. What's the percentage of Polynesians in this theater? Because we're on the windward side at 8
We
o'clock at
looked.
night.
We looked. You guessed 70. But I told you, I saw majority Holly faces. Then you're like, oh, maybe that's just the girlfriends. No, but I saw some old Holly dudes, dude. I say at best 50-50.
50-50.
But okay, so
Just
you know
like
when I went to the
Momoa.
so you, oh, half breed, I laughed out loud when they literally like they showed
the
right
cons.
the
Like,
verses,
I was
the
like, oh, they
verses,
got
right,
stats already. Like he just got
right,
here.
right, right. They did a Street Fighter 2 fucking
Versus,
visual,
right? Yes.
right,
And he
right. A
only had 3
versus.
cons, half
Oh,
breed,
Japan,
drunk, and like
yeah.
okay. But and they made Patrick
No, but
Wilson like he
right,
like
the Marauder King or whatever,
yeah, like they
the
all look like
purebred.
they're like elves. Like they look beautiful. Everyone
Mm-hmm,
was like
mm-hmm.
Atlanteans. That's like
So
the
there's a little
superior
bit of
race.
that going on. There's a little bit of that going on, and that's cool. That's cool
But you ever
because I feel
think
like what they're trying.
yeah,
What?
like the fight sequences, like I know they're underwater, but they still got that water resistance.
Yeah, yeah, the non buoyancy.
So
Well,
it's
he's
like
supposed to non buoyant, right?
okay. So they
And I
kept
feel they tried to play it in. A little bit got on my nerves sometimes.
yeah. And
Just,
the
but it
different
also was impressive.
sure, yeah. But these Atlanteans aren't like they have super strength, but like you could still hurt
Right.
them. Like you have a chance.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel though they did not establish those rules particularly well. Like they established, and I feel like maybe it's just common knowledge, but when Superman is around kryptonite, he's super vulnerable. They didn't establish that very well with Aquaman or Arthur Curry.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like, you know, when he gets stabbed, the black dude says, "Oh, I made this of Atlantean steel," which kind of makes sense. Like, okay, that's probably why it hurt it.
Yeah.
But they didn't give us like an actual gauge. Like, okay, you know, when he's here and doing this, he can be harmed. Versus now he's bulletproof in these circumstances. So,
Oh okay. Sure.
I feel like they over-explained a lot in some parts, and then they under-explained and inferred on others. So it just was really inconsistent on you having to fill in the blanks yourself, which is the kind of storytelling I like, versus overly telling you.
Sure. Oh, interesting. Okay. But as far as a DCU movie,
You know what? And this is what's sad. This is not even the worst DC movie. Like, it's not the worst by far. It's not the worst by far.
Really? So
Because we would have to go through Batman vs Superman. We would have to go through Suicide Squad. We would have to go through. Oh fuck! I hate this. Nah, I don't
would
know.
you count the Christopher Nolan Batman series as part of the
No,
DCU?
no, absolutely not. And I feel that's what ruins a lot of the DC's work and WB because Christopher Nolan did it so good. So yeah, we can't count that. We count, and nobody counts that, and I especially don't. But here's the thing, right? I feel like I do hold a lot of comic book movies, especially on the DC side, to what can be done with it. You know what I mean?
Like the Dread.
Like, I feel
like Dread was freaking amazing.
Well, is Dread DC? But you know,
Yeah, Dread is DC.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. Oh shit.
Oh please.
Nerding out. No, oh please me. I don't know. Like, I'm not that familiar with that title, guy. All I know
totally DC.
All I know. Okay, you guys. This guy on the way to watching it, right? We had this whole talk, and he's like, "Yo. This is Ono. I'm gonna speak as Ono, like Ono, particularly exactly his cadence and rhythm.
Okay.
Verbatim. Yeah. Well, maybe not verbatim in the words, but this is essence and this is rhythm. He's like, yo.
Fucking guy.
I don't even give a fuck about like if they make matchup about like, you know, from the comic properties, because I'm like, do we really want to reprint though? And then I was like, no, that's true, because you know they could. And then he's like, no, but I don't really even care about all that because I don't even know all that, and I don't even care about all that. So then when he swings around and he's like talking about Dread, and I'm like, is that DC? And he's like, yo, obviously that's just DC though. Like, you ain't know, then you fucking better ask somebody.
Holy shit.
I don't know. So I'm like, oh shit, all right.
What else?
No,
is
so
DC?
okay, no,
Yeah.
I was, yeah, okay. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
No, because what? Okay, guys, what Ono knows is like aliens, predators, everything. This guy.
Yeah.
Oh
That's about
shit! The word he said though, the word Ono said though was like super fan, and he makes a good point though. When you are a fan, you is a fan. You can critique, you can say all this shit, but at the end of the day, if you're really a fan, you love, and that's where it ends. That's like family, I guess, right? Like that's like family, and that's like good friends. Like,
See, that's
okay,
that's the
right?
Toretto philosophy, right? Fucking Coronas and talking about
Oh shit! Now
family.
you're bringing this. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, you actually, now you're making me kind of cry about that. Like, nah,
That's,
you're
that's,
right
that's
though.
James Wan. So Coronas
No,
and
no, no.
family.
Wait. Oh, no, that is no, and that's what I was saying. That's why another thing I was getting pissed. Like how he did Fast Furious 7 so good, incorporated all of that love character shit amidst explosions and car
Yeah.
chases, and I didn't feel that impact here. I feel there's probably way more studio manipulating involvement
Sure.
and shit in this easily. And
But I gotta
maybe
say, that beginning part when we both agree that Aquaman or Arthur was cold hearted when he kind of just left Manta's dead.
yeah,
So what
speak
the
on that. Yeah. Like, okay,
that's
I'll say
totally
this too,
Atlantean.
because
Of
I'm not familiar with the comics. I know when they relaunched the New 52, he got darker, but that was really dark, huh, dude?
that was very dark. Like no one,
And
not
I know
a
it set up
superhero
his
won't do
arc,
that.
right?
It did,
It
yeah.
set up his arc that it kind of came, to pass by the end, but that was really dark. I was really against that at the beginning. I was like, okay, for real, Aquaman, dude, you are literally creating your antagonist here.
Yeah.
He begged you. He said, please.
Yeah, he said,
He's like,
please.
he
You
said,
did
you
this.
and me, he inferred, you and me are on pause.
Yeah.
Our shit is super pause.
Like Manta
Can
knows
you help
when
me save
he
my
needs
dad?
help. He's like, can you? Yeah, please. This
And
is really
I was
important
like-
to me.
I was like, okay, Arthur, not Aquaman. Arthur, you have a dad. He's at home every day in the morning. He's on the dock waiting
How
for your
dare
mom
you.
to come back.
How dare
Like,
you,
for real?
Arthur?
You think your dad, against all of these pieces of shit, what these two black dudes trying to do, you think he would be, hey, leave it to the sea, which basically means fuck you? No.
He did that. How
Your
dare
mom
you,
and your
Aquaman.
dad. Your mom and your dad would be, you know what? Deal your guy shit later. He's
Yeah.
obviously in a place he's gonna die. You fucking help him, you piece of shit asshole.
Oh, if
Don't.
his
That's not a
parents-
time to come smug.
If his
That's not
parents
a
saw
time-
that,
yeah.
they would have disowned
No.
him on the spot.
He would have got smacked in the face.
Yeah.
Like, you better go help him out, or I'll go help him out right now. Like,
Yeah.
and that just, I understand they need to set up the character arc, but that really pissed me off too.
Yeah.
'Cause
But I was thinking,
just
if he
like-
just waited, if you let the room fill up, that I think the ocean water
Again,
would have left it up.
Right.
But I think
no,
no.
that's what I was saying too. But he got to pull the grenade, right?
Yeah.
So that's his fault too. But also, Aquaman is only responsible for what he did. But his choice was to let that fucking crazy motherfucker blow himself up to ass when he
Yeah.
could have been like, okay, hey, fuck you, you fucking pirate murdering piece of shit. But you know what? I got a dad. He's the most important guy left in my life. I get it. You and me next time, I'll
Yeah.
fucking fuck you
Oh,
up. I'll fucking fuck you up.
Yeah, I think
But all right,
Don't-
here you go.
this. I bet you Aquaman
That jumped
2.
the shark.
Aquaman
jumped the
2
shark.
is
Yeah.
gonna be death sentence 2 for James Wan. If James Wan takes this movie to the sequel,
I don't think he
it's
will.
gonna be
I don't
death
think he will.
sentence. This gonna be no. They gotta make it darker just because of that. Ooh, this is a good.
That
setup.
was dark though. That was dark in just this weird ass PG-13 movie. That was a really dark choice.
Yeah, that's like Mufasa dark. Like,
And you know what? Actually, that could have worked. But do you see how they were trying to like put too much levity and comic humor? I feel they were trying to match the tone of Wonder Woman, which they sort of did. They just didn't match the fucking elegance and the execution. I mean, by no means Jason Momoa is Gal Gadot as far as maybe acting ability, but
Okay.
maybe James Wan is not at the ability of Patty Jenkins as far as directing actors. Remember what I was telling you? I thought my theory was, unless you are a super high level actor, or unless you are that accustomed to working with James Wan and you just kind of can feel what he's saying.
yeah,
Because one, he's Singaporean. Two, he's Australian, and the motherfuckers kind of talk
is he
right.
Singaporean?
Yeah.
I thought it was Malaysian. This is
Wow,
different.
you want to split hairs now? I mean,
But
is it
we know he's
that
from
different?
Australia, though. He's from Australia.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, final thoughts on Aquaman.
Fuck, this is a complicated one, and I gotta post a caveat. I really did not like this movie. There were moments.
Really?
There were moments that were good. There was a lot that was watchable. There was a lot that was almost there. There was a lot that you could see was ruined by studio interference and a lackluster script of just cheesy ass bullshit. But as a whole, I hated it. But here's the thing. It gets a go watch. It gets a definite fucking go watch. And it makes me be that dude. I'm that dude recommending shit to you, our listeners, for no other purpose than I want my race to get out there and to thrive. Like, that's such a fucking shitty fucking, and I feel if I were anything but ethnic, you know what I mean? Like, white dudes could get blasted for that. So, but it's a go watch CC on my part, bro. I'm sorry. It's a super go watch CC. It's a super go watch.
Why is he not
theaters.
some Asian calling Crazy Rich Asians the next Black Panther? It's like just doesn't make sense at all.
I've never heard of that, but that's super stupid. Right, yeah. I get it because they're not even the same.
Aquaman's
as
the
close.
next. No, Aquaman stands on its own. It is not Black Panther. It is not.
Can I bring this up too? Like, I have issues with Black Panther, but I really, really wish this was our Black Panther, but it's not even nowhere near Black Panther. If you, now I'm arguing against myself, but okay. So this is the C- students, Black Panther, but please go watch it. Please pay money. Please let the studios know that there is merit in casting a Polynesian lead actor.
I gotta say, Aquaman. This is
drop yours.
This is the second Jason Mamoa movie I've seen.
Ever?
Yeah.
What's the first one? Oh, Braven.
Braven, yeah. So, I mean, well, actually, this will be the third because I saw Justice League. So I already saw. I saw the part
pre Aquaman.
Pre-Aquaman,
right?
Aquaman, yeah. I already knew.
What'd you think about that versus this? As it comes to Aquaman,
it seems like it's typical. Like he doesn't work well with others. He's kind of arrogant. Like he thinks.
What do you think about how he played the character though? I feel he was a little more like chee-hoo in the first one, in Justice, right?
He was,
and it was toned down a lot for his a little bit more serious take in this, but what did you think overall of his performance and then of the movie? Because I know you're going to recommend it. You're just that kind of person.
See, as Aquaman, there was definitely progress with his character.
Right. Not too much of a dissonance, but it felt like it did build upon, right? So that's one good thing, right?
And they did take a lot from the Arthur folklore. Like,
they did, right? The Kraken fight at the end or whatever.
Too much on the nose. It was a little
too, right.
Okay.
But you know what though? But I feel like maybe a lot of people would have forgot because this is 2 hours after they first say, right? Oh, he's named after the storm. But then the dad also says, yeah, but that's the name of a king.
Sure, yeah.
Arthur's the name of a king.
Yeah, so.
But then we get that dragon thing at the end, and then he's like riding the dragon at the end, right? And that's the dragon you want to ride. Like, I forget the fucking name, but it's basically the Kraken. And that Kraken is just fucking dudes up, right?
Yeah. But if you're looking for a new superhero to look up to and to kind of just be on their side and kind of cheer for someone new, it's Aquaman.
Right.
Definitely Aquaman now.
Oh, I agree. Ono hit it on the head. Yep. For all of you polys out there, this is your dude. For all of you who's felt displaced or out of place or kind of lacking a connection to where you are, but also knowing that you exist in more places than one, this is your dude.
Aquaman.
I feel he'll get better. He'll get better. Yeah.
But Aquaman 2 is going to be death sentence too, because we don't get Black Manta or Black Lanta.
That dude got to get dealt with, and right? I feel like you're bringing up because they gave that after thing, right? So we know, this dude's going to be important, right? And now he's getting the soup up. with the Asian genius.
He was fresh off the boat.
Slash.
Yeah.
Slash what they call those conspiracy theorists, because that's how I feel like he's
That's
a
what
genius,
he
but
is.
he's also like conspiracy theorist, right?
Yeah.
But his shit's about to get upgraded too, though, which is good because I like that guy.
Yeah.
Randall Park,
The scientist?
name of the actor.
Yeah, Randall Park. You got it. All right. You heard it here. Aquaman. And
Go watch CC.
happy holidays to everyone. This is going to
Happy
be the last
holidays.
show until we'll
For
see
the
you in a
year.
couple of weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
Have a happy, safe new year. Peace out.
This has been a Nekko Media podcast broadcasting from the Blood Cave, part of the #tag Potter family. For myself, Annika Pussyfoot, Mox, and Ono, keep the lights on and check under that bed because there's only one universal truth. No lives matter. That means you. Stay rating, Wokeland.
We have candy.
This is us, Ono and Mox's podcast. Sounds like crap leaving ass, or a duck fucking glass. Probably both, it's really bad, and we do the shit all for you. And we sound like shit while we do. Tigers podcast, we broadcasting shit podcast. Tigers podcast, in your face, in your dreams, shit podcast. Tigers podcast, we broadcasting shit podcast. Tigers podcast, in your face, in your dreams, shit podcast.
This is a Nekko Media podcast.